This relates to whether President Trump can be subject to criminal prosecution under Special Counsel Jack Smith's Washington case, the January 6th related case. It deals with conduct, allegedly, Donald Trump did while he was president. So, of course, this is the first time a president has faced a federal criminal indictment. So this will be a landmark decision. And this was one of the last cases that the Supreme Court. So it could very well be, Rob, that this is one of the last decisions that we get. But look, there's still 18 opinions outstanding at the Supreme Court. They did just announce in the last few minutes will publish opinions next Wednesday. We also will be watching for tomorrow morning. But Rob, in addition to immunity, we're also waiting for the Fisher versus USA case, which is the 1512C2 obstruction of an official proceeding. That is the tampering of documents, post-Enron statute. The DOJ has applied to at least 350 J6 defendants and also represents half of Jack Smith's indictment in Washington. That we could possibly see tomorrow.
So, I mean, the left has got to be nervous that their lawfare against Trump is probably not going to work, or may not work, right? Here's former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder on the imminent SCOTUS decision. Watch this.
We need to step back and think about that. Wait a minute. A president can violate the American criminal law if he or she is doing something in their official capacity. That is an absurd and dangerous conclusion. And I'm worried, given the length of time that it has taken for the Supreme Court to decide this case.
That's a guy who was held in contempt of Congress, by the way. The High Court may come to a dangerous conclusion. Is it the only danger for Democrats that criminal charges could then be levied against Biden, Obama, and the Clintons? It's called retribution. Is that what he wants too? I don't.
Well, of course he doesn't. And the left and Democrats and people like Eric Holder think that somehow this ruling will only apply to Donald Trump. But it deals with whether a president can be held criminally liable for his conduct in office. Now, what Eric Holder said right there is a flat-out lie. Presidents enjoy immunity and are able to violate other statutes, i.e. murder, sending people off to war. There are a lot of things that a president can do that you and I cannot do. So, of course, this is a special case for a president. So for him to suggest that a president in office is as liable to the criminal justice system as you or I is ridiculous. And so, but furthermore, Rob, all arguments in this case were held April 25th. It is less than 2 months between oral argument and a decision. So the fact that they're not fast tracking this is really what has me thinking.
Yeah, that's true. This is fast. So let's pivot over to January 6th. So the GOP is proposing a resolution to revoke the subpoenas from the sham January 6th committee. Congressman Eric Burleson, he wrote this: the committee was used as a political weapon with a singular focus on taking down Trump and his advisors through the intentional manipulation of facts and the silencing of the minority party. So the subpoenas should be rescinded, and the contempt of Congress referrals based on those subpoenas should be withdrawn. So what do you make of that?
So I think that this is a bold move. I wish it would have happened months ago. But the fact is, Rob, that the J6 Select Committee was not formed in the way that the enabling legislation laid. There was not a vice chair. There is not a ranking member like they have in standing committees. Of course, Nancy Pelosi removed 2 of the appointees that the House Speaker at the time appointed, Kevin McCarthy appointed to that committee. She refused them. And then they went forward with these subpoenas. And so we'll see how this is tested in the courts. But I think that it's a strong message to the courts, and particularly the judges Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon's case, that Congress is looking at this, the illegitimacy of the committee, and of course then by default how these subpoenas themselves are illegitimate. So hopefully they can move on this quickly, because Steve Bannon is expected to report to prison on July 1st.
Yep. All right, Julie, we'll watch it all, and thank you.